Yeah, guys, we're going. Me there another season, and like I guess our first season about talk about, and it's like Thusim. I don't know if you guys remember Thusim from Ghana with K Bills and all the music there. He's actually now a journalist, and he works on a Ghanaian station and stuff, guys. I'm gonna look and tell you, there's a reach, there's a reach, So, Tusim is Mandela Anuvabe, and he's a sports writer for Pulse Ghana, and he's a writer and editor for Amplify GH, which is the music scene, and he manages Pulse Sports Ghana. Pulse Ghana has 2.3 million followers, and the page that he started to manage, Pulse Sports Ghana, now has 7,542 followers. He able to get a sub by word. Well, the sub thing under the parent company and that away him there, and him a go and do it and things. So make sure y'all follow Pulse Ghana and thing, cause yeah, we've been up putting in the work and you see it. And for some part of this because me Zoom use and in their Ghana, so I'm saying more use Google Meet, and the Google meeting the Google meeting different from the Zoom thing. So the first episode is like some of the audio, so another full episode, guys. We not do it over though. And this is the intro. Yeah. So this is the first one for the first week of the season. And thing, yeah. So guys, just enjoy the video. And come on, we are Ghana again. We are Ghana again. And we are talk sports and music. 2026 is a World Cup year, so we are talk about world class stuff. Hey guys, welcome back. We're going, a ball talk, and this now we are going to talk about the 25-26 season. Accurate Pablan, and today I'm here with my friend from Ghana, and he's gonna tell you who he is.
Okay, so Mandela, yeah. Journalist from Ghana, we talk sports and life sports. So, yeah, that's just me, yeah.
You're Mandela, and you talk sports, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna get because your audio is not very clear. So I don't know about your earphones that you're using right now. At the speaker part, you can put that at your mouth so that the words are more clearer. The words are clearer. Yeah. So.
No, sure.
Yeah, like that. So now we're gonna start talking about the season and what are our expectations. What do you think about for this year of the Premier League?
Generally, I just think we would probably have like the most competitive season in say 4 or 5 years now. I think over the last 4 or 5 years, Manchester City and some more Liverpool have dominated the league in a way. Arsenal have been second thrice in a row, which I believe they would not be able to better this coming season. They will actually go further down to probably third or fourth.
Top four.
Yeah. They probably go to third or fourth. I don't see that. I honestly don't see them making or grabbing second position.
That's true.
I don't see them grabbing second position again. But I think in terms of the league, this Premier League season, I believe, will be the most competitive in years because Liverpool have strengthened their team. The likes of Hugo Ekitike coming in, Florian Wirtz, record signing for them coming in, all of that. So I think they strengthen their team. They just want to pick it up from where they left off last season, try to defend
cool. So
the title, try to
you have
try to
Liverpool.
defend their title and all of that. Yeah.
You have Liverpool winning the league again. Then that's what you think.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I
Oh,
believe they strengthen their side, but I generally think City will win the title again.
Oh, you
City will
think
then
City
come
will
back and win the
make a
title.
comeback? You think
I don't see I don't see Pep Guardiola's side making it further in Europe though. But in the league, I mean domestically, I see them doing very well domestically. But in Europe, my colleague got around that line. But domestically, I see them giving the likes of Chelsea, to some extent, Arsenal, Liverpool, everyone for their money, and they actually going to win the
I'm
ultimate.
realizing that the season started with Liverpool versus Bournemouth. It was 4-2. Liverpool went ahead early, and they said Antoine Semenyo got some racist chance, and it allowed for Bournemouth to equalize at 2-2. And then they brought on Federico Chiesa and won the game. So from that game, I think that Liverpool is a weaker team compared to last season, despite the transfers that they've made, because having that lead as the champions, they shouldn't have been able to be equalized by Bournemouth. So from how Liverpool started the league, I think it's an open race. I can't necessarily pick a favorite for this year as yet, based on what I've seen so far. That was the first game. How was it for you?
I don't necessarily think or believe they are weaker side than last season, right? I think they've done well strengthening key areas of their key areas of their squad. Milos is coming in for Robertson, who I believe will be relegated to the bench for most parts of the season. Jeremy Frimpong replacing Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid in the summer. Before the Club World Cup and all of that. So I think yes, they've strengthened most parts of their squad, but generally I wouldn't say they've weakened their side. I just think they've actually feel stronger as compared to last season. But then again, it comes down to the points
and the signings.
Whether their new manager, it comes back to the point that their new manager Arne Slot can actually keep the momentum.
Because Slot inherited Jurgen Klopp's team. No, he will have to establish his own. And with so many...
Now he has to establish his own,
With so many new signings.
It all comes down to him. But, and also after playing a whole season, most of the teams in the Premier League might have figured out his tactics and all of that. So they might come into games really prepared for him. Because it felt like the very first season they took everyone by surprise to get that hand. So now that teams are aware of what he can do, the style of play with his team and all of that, I think they'll come in better prepared for them. We saw that with
and what makes Liverpool
on Friday
unpredictable is that they changed both of their wing backs. So the two main players from last season are no longer there. So Liverpool have two new fullbacks. So I just see it's gonna be it's gonna be hard for them to even defend their title. That's what I saw from that first game.
You can say that from the first game, but then again, the first game, they weren't that terrible. I mean, they took it 2 goals, really just by the brilliance of, there's a Ghanaian interest in the Antoine Semenyo basically scrapping 2 goals from nothing. The first goal, brilliant. The second goal, even much better. Grabbing the ball from his half, running the full length of the pitch, and then finishing it off.
You
could say all that, but
re-establish the lead.
So I don't think they were necessarily that bad on the day. Is that Antoine Semenyo was just brilliant on the day. But unfortunately for them, at the Chelsea, they couldn't start with your points, despite restoring parity just by going 2 goals down. I mean, you could again argue that cases, Tego and then Mohamed Salah's finishing it off with a 4th goal was just moments of brilliance from there, really. So it wasn't that they were terrible on the day or anything, but just that it didn't really show how weak of a side they are. I think yes, they deserve to win against Bournemouth, but again, like you're saying, would they be able to match up against tougher opponents in the likes of Arsenal, City, and the
The
likes
harder matches
going out?
with more experienced
further in the
players,
season.
they will have a harder challenge.
Going to further in the season.
Yeah.
I mean, we just have to see how that goes. Really,
The next game is the 0-0 draw between Aston Villa and Newcastle. So Leon Bailey, the Jamaican, is going on loan to AS Roma. So Wolves and Man City. Wolves is another club I'm tipping to be fighting. I thought Ipswich Town last year would have adapted to the league. They didn't. So Wolves was the club I was saying that, and for majority of the season they were down there. It was late after the club started getting relegated that Wolves starting to get points. And they opened versus Man City 4-0. Typical game for Pep Guardiola's team. What do you say about Man City this year? I think Tijani I say Titters 4. I think Titters will be the player who actually replaces Kevin De Bruyne. That's what I think. Ryan Cherky, good player, scored on his debut, good player, yeah. He has Phil Foden to play with though, and I don't know about others. I think Phil Foden is a baller, like a proper baller when you use him how he should be used, Inside right, Phil Foden. I don't know much better players than him there. It's just that Man City have been lacking a playmaker because they wanted to get rid of Kevin De Bruyne for a while. So Tijani re-injures. It was a good start. He can dribble. He can dribble really well. Wolves, I see that Wolves have an agreement with Crystal Palace for Hwang Hee-chan. And that's my baller, Matthias Cunha gone to Manchester United, and now Hwang Hee-chan is moving to Crystal Palace. Those are their goal scorers, Goals win games. And by the way, a huge part of this video, I guess, will not make the first cut because the mic stopped recording after a while, and then it started back. So let me just say that here. So the next one, we'll have a better. Now that we actually get the connection, so we'll just be logging in for the next episodes. So now things will flow smoother. What do you think with Man City versus Wolves?
I mean, I'll tip them to regain their title. I mean, so I wasn't so surprised with their performance on Saturday. The game was on Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday, Ghana time. Yeah.
That's an unexpected performance.
Yeah.
That's unexpected.
I think the game was on Saturday, Ghana time. Yes, I was on Saturday. Yeah.
It was after Tottenham played. Man City played after Tottenham on Saturday. They played after Tottenham.
But in your time zone, which day was it? Was it on Friday night or?
Oh no, for me those games are Saturday morning. That's Saturday morning. Okay. That's Saturday morning and Sunday morning for me. Champions League is evening, Tuesday and Wednesday evening. The league though is Saturday and Sunday morning, Monday evening.
Okay, I think that game was around 4:30 Saturday Ghana time here. So I think I might have to agree with you on the Wolves points. Really, yes, they've managed to survive in the league for some time now, but this season I see them really struggling. Yes, you could say that they lost against a very brilliant City team on the day and all of that. And yes, aside Tijani Mendes, I was very impressed with Oscar Bob, who actually assisted Tijani Mendes for the second City goal and all of that. Mendes, aside his goal, I was actually very impressed with his tricky play to assist. I mean, no, he didn't assist. I think Rico Lewis actually assisted Alan's goal, but how he managed to find Lewis on the way before Lewis found Alan to open the score for City. So I think I was very impressed with the way City played. yeah, again, you could see that, and this is again, this was against a Wolverhampton team who have not beaten City since 2023.
They
They've
play
not
Tottenham
actually,
next. City play Tottenham
yeah,
next. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll
they've
see.
actually not drew against them or even grabbed a point against them in 4 attempts now. So yes, you would see City had like a walk in the park
I
on
would think so.
Saturday.
I would think so,
But
especially with Son now not at Tottenham anymore. Heung-min Son
yeah,
is not at Tottenham anymore, and Dejan
yeah, but
Kulusevski.
I was actually talking about City who saw City Tottenham though.
No, that yeah, I know. Everybody expect Tottenham to win that game, so I'm saying that.
I don't think everyone expects Tottenham to win against City this coming weekend, bro.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I'm saying. That's the regular. Everyone knows that Tottenham will beat Man City this year, though. The uncle
I don't think
says,
everyone knows that.
"Oh well, because I'm a Tottenham fan, I know that. I know that's expected
You are
3
being very
points.
biased in
That's
this
expected
instance,
3
right?
points. A draw would be good though.
Okay.
A draw would be good though.
Okay.
A draw would be good though.
But for now, I see a lot of goals in a particular game. I think a 2-2, a 3-2 win for either side will not be bad on that particular game. So I see a lot of goals in that particular game.
When Pasticoglu had his first game, it was a 3-all draw. It was a 3-all
Yeah,
draw.
yeah. So I see a lot of games in that particular game.
It's a
I think
game with goals.
it's an early kickoff for Saturday, so I see a lot of goals in there. But
Goals. It's a game with goals.
Tottenham actually win this game. I mean, it might be difficult for them, but I mean, like you're saying, for some time now, they've been very good against City and all of that. But yeah, your defense a bit shaky, collapsing in the very last 10 minutes against Paris for the UEFA Super Cup and all of that was
That's because
really
they thought
surprising.
they won. That's just Spursy. That's just Spursy, you know. We're still getting rid of Spursy. That's just Spursy. And you know that's just Spursy. We're still getting rid of that. So it's just the focus. Christian Romero has a new contract now. So he's the official captain of the club. Jed Spence renewed his contract also. So it's just about the players keeping focus and Thomas Frank being more practical with his substitutions, you know, substitutions that will increase the intensity for Tottenham. That's what Thomas Frank should do. The next game was Crystal Palace and Chelsea, right? It was Crystal Palace and Chelsea. Let me check to make sure. Yeah, a 0-0 draw. Cole Palmer's first game in the 10. Still no goal. Since how long? Really good to know because I think that Dejan Kulusevski, James Maddison, like all of my players are better than Cole Palmer. That's what I think. And I believe that. Yeah. What do you say though?
I think that particular game was just a reality check for Chelsea fans, really. Yes, world champions, but it's a different thing when it comes to the Premier League and all of that, right?
Iberici Eze. Yeah.
That disallowed goal again on Sunday was very controversial, but again, I just realized that there's actually a rule for that, so Crystal Palace fans can't complain for that long. But I mean, Chelsea, Crystal Palace have not been in a pushing round. I mean, against the big teams in the last 4 or 5 years against the top six. So we can give them that. It was a good game, just that I think most of the Chelsea signings were not didn't live up to the expectation on their Premier League debut and all of that. But I mean, moving on, I think Chelsea will gradually pick up.
Where do you see Chelsea? Because I want to put them below Tottenham, you know? Yeah, that's where I put them, below Tottenham.
Yes, that's very biased from.
You think top three? You think they'll be top three?
I see them. I think I had them in my top 3, but from what I saw on Sunday, they're probably top 4. Some I see them maybe finishing 3rd or 4th. Yeah, but definitely above Tottenham. Tottenham will probably get 6th at best.
Yeah, it's gonna be. As I said, I don't think this year the top 8 will be separated by much. That's what I'm going for. That's what I think can happen. Forest versus Brentford. Thomas Frank's old club gets hammered by Nottingham Forest 3-1, braced by Chris Wood, and Endoy scores. Yeah, you know, Nottingham Forest, proper club. We got 2 players from them already. Brennan Johnson, Jed Spence. We wanted Morgan Gibbs-White to be our 3rd player. They don't think he would get enough game time, though. That's why he didn't sign. They weren't sure of how much time he'd get to play based on the players that we already have. And that's why I think he chose to stay at Forest. It wasn't a sure starting spot with the squad that we have. And they made some signings. They made some good signings. So they have James McAtee now from Manchester City. Good one. And they've signed some Brazilians. You know Nottingham Forest. They've signed some Brazilians. So Brentford, new manager. And they open with a loss 3-1. Tell me something about that game.
Yeah, I think they just did what was expected of them. Tried to kill the game very late. I think by the very first half they were already up by 3 goals, and that was really also a chance for Brentford to come back into the game and all of that. And Nuno Espirito Santo has just been brilliant since he took charge of that side. Really, yes, last season towards the end of the season they were disappointing, not getting the Champions League spot and all of that. But I think picking up where they finished of last season is just a good start for them, really. And grabbing the points as early as possible helps in the long run, because then
last season, they were up in the Champions League spot.
But I just
think they're fighting to play Europe.
They didn't just finish quite well, but the very first half of the season they were just brilliant, really. They just couldn't get over the line. When it's Matted moves, towards the business end of the season. But yeah, starting in that manner with a 3-1, of Brentford, I think that's just a brilliant start. And what he did was basically that after Brentford, put one back, he just decided to take all the goal contributors off the game, and because the game was already done. It was 3-1 by the 88th minute.
Half time. If FIFA quit, 3.5 time.
They also need to keep Chris Wood, Indo and Morgan Gibbs-White in the game against just with all of them off.
Chris Wood is a proper centre forward. He has goals.
Brentford's consolation was through a penalty, really. So they just did very well on the day. I think kudos to Nottingham Forest and Nuno Espirito Santo. Can they grab an European spot again this season? Might be difficult, but we can't rule them out.
It's gonna be interesting for them because they have a good squad. I love Marilla. They're there. Nico Williams, he can play on both sides. Marilla. They have Ola Aina. They have so much players. The only player for them is Elanga. Elanga moved to Newcastle, right? That's it. That's how he went. I think Elanga moved to Newcastle. That's the only player that's not there for them. Yeah, Anthony Elanga moved to Newcastle. So that's a lot of pace off their bench that they replaced with Omari Hutchinson. They replaced him with Omari Hutchinson. I just remember that they just signed Omari Hutchinson actually. Yeah. So Nottingham Forest top half. I'll say top half for now. Top half. I think they'll finish top half.
So how about
the Sunday game? What's that?
You don't think they can push for
Remember the mic.
spots?
Remember the mic.
You don't think they can push for European spots?
Yes, of course. That's why I said top half. Because we're in the top half. They'll decide we're in the top half. Top. The match of the Sunday, Set Piece FC Manchester United 1-0. Gyökeres only had 21 touches, 21 unsuccessful touches because Arsenal won the game somehow. So it's a terrible debut for Victor Gyökeres. And what's his name again? Ruben Amorim. His poor start to England continues. Yeah, that's basically it. Marcus Rashford. Yeah, Marcus Rashford is now at Barcelona. Alejandro Garnacho is twerking to move to Chelsea. I actually wanted him at Spurs. They say he's twerking for Chelsea though, so I'm good off him. And they have other players, Sancho and all those players who want to leave. So I don't know what's happening over at Manchester United right now. And how does a team so divided? I think it gets worse, you know? I think I'll see Manchester United in the relegation zone at some point. I think so. I think so, yeah. I'm not saying they'll get relegated, you know? But I think I'll see them in the relegation zone. I'm sure, based on how things are set up for them right now. They're signing players non-stop. The players they have want to leave. They're not getting any sales. So how will it work? I don't know. What do you say?
I actually believe they'll do better than last season, really. I mean, looking at the game against Arsenal, they were easily the better side on the day. But that's, weak attempt to grab the ball from Atiba in there. They shouldn't have gone down.
It was 1-0 though. It was 1-0. So they couldn't be the better team.
But
they couldn't be the better team.
No, they were easily the better team on the day. I mean, every other thing should put Bob with Session. They had the most shots on target. I think the only thing Arsenal did better than was right. I mean, Arsenal had the most
being better though. That they were the more wasteful team. I would see it as they were the more wasteful team because although I don't want to say it, Arsenal did more with less versus them.
So then when they come back to the point, I don't think they were necessarily wasteful because they had 7 shots on target here. They had 7 shots on target compared to Arsenal's 3, right? It is that Arsenal had a better keeper than them. Because I don't think that goal they considered Arsenal and David Raya would have been imposed for them to consider that particular goal.
And the corner can be a foul. The corner can be. If Manchester United scored that, it would have been a foul.
Getting 7 shots out of 22, yes, it is poor. But then again, like I'm saying, having 7 shots on target just goes to show that the opponent's defense and goalkeeper was brilliant on the day, really.
Arsenal has been second though. Arsenal has been second for a good while. So with the team that has been consistent, because Man City finished below, I don't even remember. Man City finished third? I don't even remember. Because Man City didn't win last season. The scale kind of tipped more to Arsenal now. So for any club this year, their performance versus Arsenal will really be the judge of where they'll be going for the season, you know. And to open 1-0 versus Arsenal as Manchester United, it's just not a good look. It's just not a good look, you know. How do they come back from that? I don't know. Does Ruben Amorim know? We'll see, because his poor run from last season continues. That's what I see. So the last game of the match week, Everton. Leeds were the champions of the championship, and they reintroduced themselves as winners to the Premier League versus Everton. I say a statement win because it's Everton. You know, Everton is a team that everyone tips for relegation every year. And somehow Everton survives every year. You know, for a good while it was Richarlison, Andrade pushing for them Now it's Jared Brantway. They have a solid defender, who doesn't even have to play every game, Jared Brantway can play just enough games to keep Everton up. That's the quality of a defender Everton has. And Iliman Ndiaye, Iliman Ndiaye is a good baller too, He's a good baller. So Leeds United, Leeds UTD versus Everton FC. And tell me, what do you say?
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Everton would struggle this season again. I mean, they've been struggling for the last 2-3 seasons. So they will definitely struggle again this season. But as to whether they will be able to hold the line and survive again, it will be very interesting to see. I don't see how they're going to do that because looking at the Spaniards, they've got Jack Grealish and all of that, right?
Yeah, they got Jack Grealish now. They got Jack Grealish.
But I don't see how much of a difference that would be. Yes, he's a talented footballer, very good guy and all of that, but yes, he might not get that crazy output they expect from him and all of that. Yes, brilliant game on Monday. Emecha getting a penalty goal on
it's a good win. I think it's a good start. It's a good start. It's a good start for Leeds. It's a good start.
Everton starting the game against the promoted side and losing away. Yes, the ones you defeat might not be too bad, but yes, really goes to show how terrible they've been for the last 2-3 seasons. I don't see how they're going to.
No. Leeds United won the championship by some distance, though.
Yeah,
it was for the entire year. They led for the entire year. Leeds United comes back to the Prem as one of the best championship teams we've seen.
Yes.
They're the only championship team to have won on their league debut in so many years, because that's not a thing. That's not a thing. So Leeds United, don't doubt them, especially if they had Mana Salaman on loan again. That would have been ideal. And the thing is though, because Heung-min Son is no longer at Tottenham, we need our players. So I think that's why he didn't get to go back on loan there, because it would be a good loan for him and the club to re-establish themselves. I wanted Kanye Lee to go on loan at Leeds UTD, Now though, that with how everything is set up, I don't think he leaves PSG. I think he's going to stay at PSG and play league football while Usmane and company, try to retain their Champions League, because that's what I think. I think PSG wins again. Yeah, I think PSG wins again. Yeah. So that's it for our weekly roundup of what happened in the Premier League. Some games got missing because my mic got plugged out at some point that I didn't realize. So a good chunk will be missing. Next week we'll get a proper one. We'll see if Bynes is a part of the meeting. He is a Chelsea fan. Tusim is a Real Madrid fan. This year for me, definitely Barcelona. Rafinha. I want it to be an interesting year. So Barcelona has already played and Real Madrid is playing today. No Jude Bellingham. I don't know who else is out. Tell me what's happening for Real Madrid.
Madrid is playing tonight against Osasuna. Alonso has a lot of work to do with the team and all of that, but it's good that he actually took the team through a Club World Cup. Yes, they got battered by Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-final and all of that. But I think so far so good. There were early signs of how he wants to set up his team, how well his team can play, building up from the back and all of that.
At some point, he almost got influence into moving from his back three. And I'm thinking, how can he do that? Do you want to see your team with a back three?
I honestly don't have a problem with coaches playing whatever formation and all of that, but I think the problem would be if you are so, just like Ruben Amorim, if you are so trained in that, in that particular formation or setup, because there are times in games or...
Yeah, it's based on the players. It's based on the players. Yeah. With Real Madrid now, though...
and you need to tweak your formation or setup too.
With both Kamavinga and Xiaomeni, one of them
against
is that
against particular opponents and all of that, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with him playing a back three at Madrid, so long as he gets the work done against the opponents.
And he has the players that can rotate.
All the players can actually fit in that system. Then why not? I don't think football should be displayed or based on certain information. It's just really what happens on the pitch, right?
Yeah.
So
for which squad?
You can really play a back to every that is
he's facing. That's what I want to see. You see, because I was a fan at Bayer Leverkusen, so I kind of know how Xabi Alonso thinks, To step up to Real Madrid, it's a huge test that I doubt him. I doubt him a lot for this year. I doubt Xabi Alonso a lot for this year. So I want to see what he does because he was a good player. He's a good coach. He's not world class yet, Xabi Alonso isn't world class yet. He's at Real Madrid now, and Zinedine Zidane did that. He came in, he won, and he stepped back out. He doesn't need to coach again because he won already, So I'm looking to see what Xabi Alonso does. That's why I'm talking about Barcelona now because, okay, Xabi Alonso, what can you do? Yeah, that's what I think. So that's the game today for you. Real Madrid versus Osasuna. And I said no Jude Bellingham for now. I think that's how we end this episode, Ball talk. And it's Kirit Pavlan with Mandela something another. You can say it with the earphones down so I can remember it properly. The mic is off.
Oh yeah, just calling 2SIM, that's fine.
Oh yeah, you're using 2SIM. Cool. Alright. Yeah, so that's it for the first episode. And we'll see how this goes, guys. Cool.